Hey everybody, it's Dr. Carmen Bryant and welcome to Car Chronicles. How you guys doing? You doing all right? Well, come on, let's get started. Let's do this. Let's talk about this thing called future faking. So for most people who are out on the dating scene, you're single or, you're trying to get with someone or interested in someone or would like to have a relationship and not a situationship, you kind of open to, whatever picture that they're drawing or landscaping or whatever they're doing, whatever that word is. You have to remember that we don't think in words, we think in pictures. And our brain assigns words to those pictures. That's why a lot of time, got people arguing, I don't think in pictures, I think in words. Shut up. You think in pictures. And your brain assigns words to those pictures. That's why a lot of times when you're talking, you have all this, information. You see all this in your head, and it's almost like I don't have enough words to describe what it is that I'm seeing or thinking, because you think in pictures. And you have to remember that a narcissist is a painter, and they take what is in your mind, or they impart what they want you to see, and create pictures in your head. They draw pictures. A lot of times what happens is during that, I always say investigative stage, that's that time where dating, which is collecting data to see whether you want to be with this person. You're trying to see their values. You want to see their character, and you're building a rapport. You're building rapport with this individual. Well, you already know that with a narcissist, you're never building rapport. You're being investigated. You're being, what's the word that I always say? Interrogated. They're interrogating you. Interrogated. That wasn't even a word. Interrogated. There we go. They're interrogating you. And what they're doing is because women have this thing about talking, because we externalize. Men usually internalize. Now we do have some men that will talk, that will beat a talk off with a female. I was married to one. Just talk. Just be talking. Just talk. Just talking. But anyway, women, we do tend to talk too much because we externalize. We're nurturers. We externalize. We talk our problems out. Men internalize. And so a narcissist, they will draw this picture, but they're listening to you. And as you are giving them the script to your life, you're giving them the script, and you're showing them your vulnerabilities. You're showing them, because being in a situationship or a relationship, that's a vulnerable relationship, whether it's parenthood, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's friendship. Those are vulnerable relationships because you're vulnerable, and everybody has vulnerabilities. Everybody has vulnerabilities. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care what kind of family you come from. Everybody has vulnerabilities. That's why when you get into a relationship with someone, that's when they get to learn your vulnerabilities, and they learn to protect you, and you learn to protect them. And those are the things you don't talk about in public. Well, when you're a narcissist interrogating you, people have this tendency to just talk, especially if you're still in your active phase of healing grief or pain. You tend to talk, in my last relationship, this is what happened, and I don't like this right here, and this is what hurt me so bad. And it's not that they're sensitive. They're so in tune with the fluctuation of your mood, whether you're really, really anxious, depressed. They're picking up on that, and they're filling those gaps at how they're going to play this role in your life, and what roles they're going to play. And so they take these weaknesses that they see as you having a weakness. They take this and then they paint an entirely different picture. It's called future faking. They paint this picture in your head. And so you're in this state where all these gaps, these wounds in your soul, in your heart, they're painting the picture to close those wounds. They're painting a picture, and this is what you desire. This is what I've always desired. I think I've met my soulmate. Air quotation. I met my soulmate. They're a good listener. Yeah, they're listening because they're wanting to know your weaknesses. They need to know, like in the military, it's called intel. They're collecting intel. They need to know the strength and the weaknesses of, what they consider to be their frenemy. In the military, we call it a salute report. Those of you that were in the military, in the Army specifically, the salute report. Size, activity, location, unit, time, and equipment. And that's what they're doing with you. They're collecting intel. And they need to know your strengths, and they need to know your weaknesses. And they dwell off of the weaknesses. The strengths is what scares them, because your strengths can cause narcissistic injury. So they have to subdue your strengths, and they have to heighten those weaknesses. And so they take take note of those weaknesses, and then they go back in. I know this sounds real scientific, huh? But they go back in and they create this picture. They paint this picture off of your weaknesses where they're the hero, where they're the superhero. And they paint this picture in your mind, and they keep on reinforcing this picture, and this is what you're thinking of. And they listen. You know, they have to listen because they have to make sure that as you're talking, you are putting words to the pictures that they put in your head. You know, this is where you look at yourself and you wonder, I don't understand how I turned from being this person to being this person. How is it that I was a strong woman or a strong man and I ended up being like this? Because you started regurgitating these words that they use to draw the pictures in your head, and you took upon that, they took upon that, and then they created a whole nother script in your life. They redirected your life. They redirected your thought process. You know, you graduated from Harvard. You have one of the most esteemed degrees, or wherever else, Cambridge, wherever you graduated from. And after they get done talking to you, they have discredited the entire college, the whole university, all the instructors and everything. And your focus is on them because they're taking facts and they're mixing it up with lies, with their own perceptions of what they want. And because you love them so much, you just believe them. You know, they don't have a reason to lie to me. But they have rewritten the script in your mind. They have changed your trajectory. They have changed your grid location. They have changed the grid numbers. You know, in order to get in the direction that you're going, they have totally taken you off course and changed your GPS system. Your alert system has been torn down, and so you even question your alert system. Most of you come out of these situations and you don't even trust your own self. You don't trust your decision-making skills. You don't trust your your thoughts, your decision-making skills. Anything that you've learned from school, you're questioning yourself because they have had enough time with you to impart, to give you a new point of view, to draw a picture. They're the greatest artists that you'll ever meet because they redirect, redraw, erase, redraw what they want. And then they give you this thought that this is what your life is going to be like. And so the problem is that they don't provide you this life. You try to create this life that they have given you. This is what I want to do, and this is how, because women are nurturers. And if you give them something, you give them a seed, they're going to give you a baby. You give them groceries, they're going to make you dinner. You give them a house, they're going to make it a home. You know, you give them ideas, they help put legs on your ideas. They're like the first sergeant to the commander, sergeant major to the lieutenant colonel or the colonel. You know, and they take what's in your head and then, or whatever picture that you're drawing, and then they create or put legs and bring it alive. A narcissist, especially a male narcissist dealing with a female, they know how to plant those seeds in your mind, and then you're the one who goes and cultivates those ideas and tries to make those ideas happen. When you get out of the situation, that narcissist takes credit, like the cuckoo bird that lays eggs into smaller birds' nests, and when the cuckoo bird hatches, it kicks out all the other birds from the nest, and this mother bird is killing herself trying to feed this giant cuckoo bird in their nest. Well, that's the same way a narcissist is. They hijack your dreams. They hijack your thoughts. They future fake. They make you feel like these are all the things that, you know, that they're going to do with you and for you. And then you see the dreams happening. Everything that you ever dreamed of, you see the dreams happen. When you look back and you look at yourself, you were the ones who made it happen. They planted the seeds in your mind, and they put this egg, you know, in this nest, and you took upon nurturing this. It wasn't a dream, this nightmare. You nurtured this and you created this. And now the narcissist leaves taking credit for everything that you've ever done and where they ended up. Now, there are narcissists that do have finances, they do have, and they'll sprinkle that money on you to keep you in check. You know, they'll always give you, they'll breadcrumb you just enough to keep you in line, to keep you there. And a lot of you come out thinking, I'm not going to make it without him or her. I can't make it. How am I going to survive? But when you go back and look, you'll realize you were the ones who made it happen. For those of you that are questioning yourself, you're stronger than what you think you are. The narcissist projects themselves as being bigger. It's like the Wizard of Oz. They project themselves as being bigger and stronger than what they really are. But on the inside is a little tiny person that is afraid, that is afraid of you as well. You just don't know it because they project themselves and make themselves look bigger. Make sure you come to my conference July 27th on Zoom, overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Have a wonderful day and go be great.